We've got a lot to talk about in today's video, including the future NBA 2K26. Now, in previous news videos, we've been talking about the future of engagement optimized matchmaking, RNG, how bad it is for this game and how it could be even worse in the future. Well, today is not going to be any better, guys. I'm sorry, we don't have a lot of good news. I love to post when there's some good news, but we just don't have much today, okay? So look, this guy commented and he said, I'm not quote-unquote comp, so a lot of this stuff doesn't matter to me that much. Now, I want you all to understand that it may not matter to you. I mean, I can't tell you that it's supposed to matter to you, but most of this, you don't have to be quote-unquote comp to care about the slingshot effect, RNG, the future of engagement optimized matchmaking. This isn't even just Park, this is my team. You know, Play Now Online, my GM. I mean, I got people commenting, telling me that they're experiencing these things in every game mode of the game. And by the way, man, someone commented and said that they did not want to see 2K25 gameplay. So we're going to watch some old Joe Knows here, man. If you guys want to see some more older background 2K footage, get this video to 3,000 likes and I will keep doing this. I just want to see if you guys care or not. And by the way, man, in the last 28 days, 62% of you guys are not subscribed that are watching. So just check it real quick because sometimes YouTube does unsubscribe you. We are right there at 1 million. Hey, look, if you want to, that would be appreciated because we are so close to 1 million. We could actually get there in this video. But look, we got so much to go over today. I just wanted to get that out the way that all these things we've been talking about mostly are not just for comp. It's not just for Park. I mean, this is the future of the entire franchise basically right now. All right, so in my previous video, we've been talking about RNG, of course. I've been explaining it to you guys. Some people didn't actually know what it is that thought they knew what it was. And we got some comments here that say, either deal with cheaters or complain about RNG. Can't have it both ways. Because when we were getting pure green, blah, blah, blah. And then you got another comment that says, I mean, why? People is still arguing if RNG is in the game. They already told us that to stop cheating. To stop cheating and reverse combated the Zins, guys. Oh man, bro, like I've probably seen 10 comments. I told you all, man, I read everything on these news videos and I got people saying that RNG is in the game to stop cheaters. I mean, moment of silence, bro. I honestly, like, it's so bad. Why do people believe these things? Okay, look, if RNG was in 2K25 to stop cheaters, tell me what this post is right here. March 13th, when 2K banned people for using auto green shooting tools. Yeah, RNG. Yeah, really helping against the cheaters. Trust me. People are still cheating on 2K25, even after this ban wave. They are not getting stopped by RNG. Who is getting penalized for RNG is 99% of the 2K players that play this game that don't cheat. That is who is getting penalized, and it's just awful. I mean, it's just an awful experience. You guys don't want to time your shot correctly in the game set. It rolls the dice for you and then makes you miss a shot, okay? That's not what we want. Look at this. Sprague just tweeted the other day, I love playing against Zinners that have been banned, right? And then proceed to cheat against me, and since there isn't an anti-cheat, I gotta sit here and suffer. That, let's just say if RNG was kinda made to stop cheaters, I mean, it is the very cheap version, the cheap route to stop them. A real anti-cheat is the only way, and like we talked about before, permanently banning people, not giving them a slap on the wrist in March. 2K needs to ban people early September, early October next year, and really ban them. Maybe you get one warning, and that's a month. The next one, permanent. People that got banned on 2K25, they got to keep their cap breakers. I mean, who cares that their level isn't visually the same? They got to keep every single reward. Guys, RNG did nothing but make this game worse. Anyway, guys, we need to talk about 2K26. That's what some of you are only here for. So let's get into that right after our sponsor, PrizePicks. Guys, PrizePicks is so easy to make money on if you know what you're doing. And first of all, when you use my link in the description to sign up, putting in $5 will give you $50 to play with. Just watch this, okay? This is how quick you can do it. Popular, you can do points, rebounds, assists, NBA, MLB, but we're gonna do game 7 tonight. I'm going Curry over 27.5 points. Freddie, 12.5 over. That's it. $20 wins me 45. That quick. Less than a minute, guys. Link is in the description. Remember, you do get $50 for just putting 5 in your first play. All right, so we have had one 2K26 is doomed type of video this year. We haven't talked about 2K26 much besides me just warning you all once again that the news is going to be the news that I give you. You know, whether it's good or bad, you take that information, you buy the game based on if you want to buy it, not because of my videos. I'm not encouraging you to buy the game, only buy it if you want to. But we've also talked about what we kind of just went over, where 2K26 seemed to be cooked because everybody is cheating until 2K started banning them in that post we showed in March. Now, that is something we've also went over, where it doesn't really matter unless 2K bans them early into next year. So that's why I gave them a lowercase W, not a capital W. It wasn't that much of an accomplishment because you're banning people 6-7 months into the game and it's only for a month. What they need to do is ban them early. Okay, so there's a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, maybe, where 2K can really fix this issue and get a lot less people to be cheating. Now, people have been talking about for months and months, oh, it doesn't matter what 2K26 has because GTA 6 is coming out. It don't matter. I'm not even buying 2K26. And some people don't even know this, but you see, the company also owns 50% of professional sports, NBA 2K, WWE, Red Dead Redemption, Grand Theft Auto, Take-Two are the same people basically that own 2K and Rockstar. So for the people that were like, I'm not giving 2K any more of my money, it's going into Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, same people, pretty much. It's hard to explain, but yeah, pretty much. Anyway, we thought, at least I thought, that 2K had two options here going into 2K26. And my thought process was, although GTA is a separate, basically, game from 2K, but it's from the same company, kinda, it's really hard to explain, okay? Look into it, watch a video on it if you want, but I thought that 2K had to either, one, make a very good product to try, like actually try to make a good game so that not everybody leaves when GTA 6 comes out, or they were going to make an awful product because it doesn't really matter because everyone's leaving when GTA 6 comes out. And I didn't think there was anything in the middle because GTA 6 was supposed to come out fall 2025. So quickly, pretty quickly into the cycle of 2K26. However, as most of you all seen right here, GTA 6 was delayed. May 26th is the next release date that we currently have for that game. And the shareholders tell me this is not a coincidence. This was the day they announced this, I believe on Friday. Their stock was down 6.66%. They were not happy. Shareholders were very upset with this, and how much of a coincidence that it was 666 for 2K. But here's the thing as well, for those of you that are like, oh, well, it's still coming out during 2K26. First of all, that's late, very late into the cycle of the game. I mean, it's not even May 26 right now, and most of us are pretty done with the game, right? We don't play it as much or don't even play it at all. I still, guys, have been on a long break from the game, and I'm not really going to come back that much this year. You guys know that really watch my videos around April, like late April last year was where I just stopped really playing the game that much at all. Like I've played 3,000 games this year in the park, almost 200 rec games. I've played a lot. I'm Veteran 3, played a lot of 2K. All right. But here's the thing. Red Dead Redemption 2, as you guys see right here, this guy said, Rockstar's not fooling me. History from RDR2 says there'll be one more delay for GTA 6 before a true release. Now, how you know, we don't know if it's going to get actually delayed again. But in the past, that has happened with their big games like Red Dead Redemption 2. So now, the point that I'm finally trying to get to, that 2K26 is doomed. Like, it is doomed not necessarily to be an awful game, but it's off the rip from release set to not be a great 2K. I mean, I think there's a 99% chance 2K26, in the majority of the community's opinion, ends up as a top 5 2K game. And it was strictly off this just right here, that the game has no competition again. Like, okay, so let's say 2K employees have a quota. They might, for how many active players the game needs to have, for how much money they make off microtransactions. And I'm sure they were talking about, you know, obviously that millions of players were going to be taken away from 2K26 for GTA. So they already knew that 2K wasn't going to make that much money, or not as much. So they're lowering expectations and their quotas. But now it doesn't really matter, because all the people that were like, yeah, I'm not getting that, well, a lot more people that weren't going to be getting it, and you still might not be getting it, are going to be buying 2K26 now. I mean, a lot of people are not going to be waiting till May to maybe play GTA 6. You see what I'm saying? We don't even know. It could easily get delayed again. So 2K26, we do got one more thing to talk about with that, is off to a very bad start. We haven't even got much news about it, and in my opinion, this is a very bad start. Like I said, I thought that 2K either had to make a really good product, or just it doesn't even matter, just worst product they've ever made, because so many people are going to GTA. And now everyone's gonna have to pick. They're gonna have to either, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, this girl tweeted out on Twitter, and she said, whose idea was it at NBA 2K to replace any skill gap in the game with RNG? I thought the whole point of a competitive sports game was to be competitive. And that's what RNG removes. Yes, the game still has a skill gap, okay? I know that people love to say 2K has no skill gap, but I'm going to be the first person, and you can disagree with me. That's completely fine. I hope that most of you guys do disagree with me from time to time. You know, I'm not always perfect on my opinions, but also at the same time, it's unfortunate how people in society, you know, there's a lot of people that don't give their opinions in the 2K community, because once you disagree with one opinion, those people can't watch you anymore. Oh, I can't even look at him since he said this. But what I do want to say is, yes, every game, every play style, every single build has a skill gap. Now, the ceiling of the skill gap is bigger and smaller depending on the build. Like 5 Out has a different skill gap than pick and roll. Some people hate pick and roll. Some people hate 5 Out. Some people hate post scores. Whatever it is, everything, even LTing. I know, and it sucks to say this. It's awful to say. I've played people that are awful at LTing, that I could beat 100 times in a row. The L2 cheese, LT, whatever you want to call it. And then there's people where, man, it's not hard to be that good at it. This is one of those things that have a smaller ceiling, but they know what to do. They know how to do it correctly. That's the only way I can explain it. Okay, there is a skill gap in everything, and RNG makes every single one of them worse, because now it's a dice roll. Now it's a gamble. You're just betting on an algorithm, and who even knows if the algorithm actually counts previous games as well, which is engagement optimized matchmaking, which is also in engagement optimized matchmaking giving you better teams or worse teams to make you play better. We've talked about the future. Guys, other games already have these things. So please, like Call of Duty already has this. Please understand that I don't have a tinfoil hat on. I'm not going crazy. All right. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I probably get drunk a handful of times a year. Literally, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You could probably count on both your hands how many times I get drunk. I had 2 cigars last year to celebrate the Kobe video, if you guys remember. Otherwise, I don't smoke. Haven't smoked since then. I'm drug free, is what I'm trying to tell you. And I watch a lot of content in other games. I care. I still care about Call of Duty, although I don't put a lot of time into the game, and sometimes I don't even buy them anymore. It's the same thing I told you guys about 2K, where some people don't buy 2K anymore. I've had comments saying, and I'm not even kidding, they're talking like they were on drugs before. They're like, I'm 3 years sober of 2K. I'm so glad, blah, blah, blah. What I'm trying to say is those people that make it to those videos, and the reason why I watch COD, are similar. We want the game to be good again. We're watching from the outside. So you can say you don't care, but really you do care. You want to come back to the franchise that you used to know and love. And unfortunately, right now, we're not on that path with 2K for a lot of people's opinions. Some people say that they do like the game, they love the game. And look, I just want to say, bro, if you like 2K25, if you enjoy playing it, if you're having a good time, that is awesome. Trust me, like, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I want to enjoy playing the game as well. And I think a lot of people watching these videos want to enjoy the game or enjoy the game more. That's why I started making these videos way before they got 50,000 views, 60,000. I've showed them before where, you know, some of my first news videos were getting 10,000 views a video. 5,000, 15,000. I could have easily just posted a jump shot in that place back then, but I wanted to talk about how I felt about the game, and we've been doing this since 2K18, guys. 2K18, and it's not stopping anytime soon, unless, of course, I do leave the 2K community, or just stop YouTube. I don't know. You see what I'm saying, okay? So let's go over another comment, because, man, I've been showing a lot of comments lately, and it seems like you guys enjoy that I show a lot of comments, and, you know, it's more engaging. That's why I read the comments as well, because these are news videos where I'm talking about how I feel, but also wanting to make the game better for the community. And usually we do have the same problems or very similar. So for me to make these videos and to be fully, you know, knowledgeable on what's going on for you guys as well, I gotta read the comments. You know, I spend a lot of time every year. I don't even know how much time. That would be crazy to know how much time I spend reading comments in a whole year. I mean, it's got to be at least a day or two. Like, I'm talking 24, 48 hours a year, like maybe even more than that. I don't know. It's just a guess. But look, this guy, he said RGN. I don't know. You know, he meant RNG. But he says in this comment right here, bro, RNG is not just in shooting. It's in skill dunks, passes, steals, sometimes blocks. RNG is almost in everything in 2K25. And that's what people need to understand as well, that are like, oh, RNG's in the game to stop cheaters. What about RNG makes my 99 pass act build randomly throw a terrible pass? Or a 99 rebound build all of a sudden just get snagged over by someone that, you know, you were snagging just before, but now because they're up 10 points, 15 points, you're getting the good animations, or they're getting the good animations because you're up 15 points. I mean, guys, RNG is in everything, and the sliders are an issue. We've talked about that before as well, but this is the most interesting thing, okay? I've had so many people tell me, Badge, I get on the game, I can go 5 for 5. I can go 4 for 5. I mean, I have 3, 4 good games in a row where I'm shooting really, really good. And then all of a sudden, I'm 0 for 6. I'm 1 for 7. You don't think there's anything in there? You don't think that a very, very large portion of the community has noticed this and that's not an issue? You think that we're all just like conspiracy theorists at this point? Because this wasn't in the game last year. This wasn't something that was nearly as much talked about. Last year's game had way, way less RNG, if it did have RNG, way, way less slingshot effect, dynamic difficulty adjustment, engagement optimized matchmaking, whatever you want to call it, bro, with all these little things that 2K has in the game to make sure that one game you're having a good experience, one game you're having a bad experience, and you're not shooting too good and you're not shooting too bad, depending on the score of the game and all that. Like, whatever it is, it's turned up a lot this year. It's turned up insanely. This comment right here says 7 makes in one game equals more misses the next game. I mean, you can be taking the same quality of shots too, the same exact quality, and you just don't make nearly as many shots. And that's why RNG is bad, because it tries to add some realism into the game. Actually, it tries to be ultra realistic is what I call it, and ultra realism isn't the best for the game in every category. That's why I've told you guys that I think that we needed this year. We really did need 2K25 to say, hey, ultra realism on RNG is not good for the game. Like, we do want realism. We want to play a basketball game. Most of us do. It's crazy to me that when you talk about any sort of dribbling, not 2K21, 22, or 23, not left-right cheesing, okay? That stuff is garbage. I was against that as well. The left-right garbage in 2K22 with the play shot and the set shot 25 and the sniper, I was against that. I did not like that. If you talk about anything, hey, I don't like RNG. I want to be, if I time my shot correctly, it goes in, but there's a much smaller window, so most people aren't going to shoot that good either. I want dribbling to be more smooth, more fluid like it was back in the day. You get people saying, oh, just go play NBA Jam. Bro, what? You don't think there's any middle ground at all between the game we're playing right now and NBA Jam? You don't think there's any backwards we can go into a little bit more less realism, if that makes sense, more arcadey before it becomes NBA Jam, just by making a few things more quote-unquote arcadey? I mean, a 2K developer, Dazar, who has worked at 2K forever now, he's one of the longest lasting 2K employees, literally said that more realism makes the movement worse because you're not able to, we've talked about these things, and it doesn't make sense to me. It's like people don't make it this far, or they just don't, their brain can't realize or grasp something that's so easy, not even critical thinking. I don't know, bro. I really don't know, dude. I don't know. This guy said too realistic equals less realistic. You see what I'm saying? And we've noticed that with this game. So, speaking of realism and things like that, I went to Twitter and this tweet kind of went crazy. It got like 500-600 likes or something. And I said, it's been long enough. Mocap over pro play. Now, I think there is a little bit of mocap still in 2K25. Not everything is pro play. But this actually sparked a really interesting conversation because I was surprised that 95, maybe even higher % of people that scrolled by that tweet agreed with me. Now, mocap, if you guys don't know, is the stuff where they have those like 100 balls outfit thing. But like they have like this black suit on, and they got it's tracking their motion and stuff. So motion capture, which is what the older 2Ks had. Like what you're watching right now is all motion capture. I mean, it's been 2 years, and pro play isn't really that big. I mean, like this has been a huge advertisement for the game, and I really don't feel like it's done that much. I mean, we got what did we get this year? Go-to shots that nobody uses almost. I mean, it's a very rare usage besides using it for a dribble move. Yeah, people use it for dribble moves, not even a go-to shot like the Kevin Durant go-to shot. But anyway, this sparked a really interesting conversation that I hadn't really thought about. And it was, you see this guy said, using AI to make basketball video game animations just doesn't work. It's clunky and slow. I miss when 2K had explosive dribbling, and now it's bad. And it wasn't just this guy. Like, it was multiple comments. This guy said, do we think pro play is cheaper to use than mocap as well? With 2K, I always have to wonder if there's a monetary motivation for any of their decisions. And of course you should with 2K. I mean, what reason have they gave us to not doubt everything they do and really question why are they doing this? Are they wanting to make the game better, or is it cheaper? Okay. Is it an easy advertisement to try and get people to buy the game? This guy said using AI to directly copy dribble moves from video footage with no context of the defense or game situation, it's terrible. Now, I'm one of those people who I'm not perfectly informed on how crazy AI is right now. I know that people are talking about in 5-10 years, it's just going to be so much better. And we've already seen so much development with like ChatGPT and, the video AI stuff where it's came. I don't know if you guys remember the Will Smith video with him eating spaghetti and how it looks now, how it's so much better in such a quick amount of time. Obviously, it's still got a lot of issues, but iRobot is a crazy movie. That's something we always think about, or like Terminator, what robots are going to do in the future. But what I'm talking about is just 2K at the moment. It's just AI is not good enough yet to make a video game around. And I hadn't even really thought about the fact that most of this game is pretty AI, right? Like pro play is AI. So this guy commented, and as 26 or had 26, he said pro play is just a guise for quote unquote, we used AI technology to copy moves straight from NBA players without logic. Most are slow and clunky, and they are just a way to cover up the horrid dribbling system that lacks any control and variety. I'm glad that this year happened. I really am, because it seems like people are waking up to what is going on. And this wasn't even something I had thought much about. Really, look at all these comments from one tweet. Pro play is simply AI technology that strips real detail from the game. I mean, bro. Man. Anyway, we have game isn't fluid because our animations now are AI and they just call it pro play. I mean, that was a comment. That was not from the Twitter. But I mean, you gotta see, there was a lot of people talking about this, dude. A lot of people. And once again, in the last video, or maybe it was the video before, we talked about how I showed my win percent because people will always comment. It's the worst thing ever. I don't even like showing my win percent anymore. I've only showed it a few times this year. I used to use it as a bragging thing, and I used to care about it so much more. But I only got to pull it out when someone's like, oh, you're just complaining because you're not good at the game. And then I show that I win 90% of my games in every single mode on the game, and that I showed as a counter argument that my second least favorite 2K ever, 2K21, I had a 97 win percent. So win percent does not matter for how I rate a game or criticize it. You know what I'm saying? And this guy's comment says right here, bro, if you're winning 90% of your games and still miserable, then there's a problem with your expectations. No, I could win 100% of my games on 2K25 and I still would not be having fun. I still would think that there's a much better product that we could have got for 2K25 than what we have. That's really what's so upsetting, is that we could have a much better game than we currently do. For example, let me just give you a very easy one. Proving Grounds was one of the biggest advertisements for the park mode in 2K25, a real ranked mode, and it hasn't worked properly all year. Like literally not one time. It is May 4th and you can still dashboard. And I think it was in the last video, I showed a guy that was number 8 in the world with like 550 games played, and he had a 13 win percentage. You can't tell me that that game mode works correctly, bro. You can't tell me. All right, so this guy, this was interesting. He said, remember to praise this weak ass in the areas they did right, or else we don't see any of it ever again. The level reward system is getting good. Don't go completely left out of nowhere, please. Okay. So finally, we might have something good to talk about, because let's talk about this. In the last video, I said that I was playing with Glock 19, an up-and-coming YouTuber, and he asked me, what are 3 things you like about this game? And that really opened up my mind. Like, what are 3 things, guys? I want you to tell me in the comments, whether you can or not. Like, if you can, list the 3, and if you can't, just say I can't. Name me 3 things you actually like about 2K25. And don't be like, oh, I like the rec center, the floors are nice. Like, no. Tell me something you really like about the game. This opened my eyes. I had been lying to myself and in turn lying to you all. I talked to you all about this, I think, in the last video. I know I keep saying that a lot, but I was lying to you guys, but it wasn't on purpose. I wasn't purposely lying to you all. And I also wasn't saying, for those of you that didn't see it, that I like the game. You know, I love the game. I just thought, and I would say things like, hey, I'm having more fun than I'm not having fun. And it's just, it wasn't true. It really wasn't true. I was lying to myself and just trying to like make it through the year. You know what I'm saying? So, for those of you that are wondering, I sat down and I thought, what are 3 things that I like about 2K25? And I can't think of a single gameplay thing that I like. You know, I don't think there's one thing. Like, there's some things that are okay, right? Like, you know, some things are okay, but I can't tell you something that I genuinely am like, you know what? That's good for the gameplay. Like the dunk meter doesn't even have, you can't see the green or not, because 2K obviously wants to give you RNG. So even if you time it right, you can still miss. That's just awful. It's been like that the entire year. The shooting is RNG. The defense is okay sometimes. It's really random. Like the shot contest system is very random, even with a 99 perimeter. But one thing that I do like, I can tell you for sure, one thing I love about this game is cap breakers. And the level system is okay. Like the grind to legend, I think that it's a little bit too high. Like in previous 2Ks, some people could hit legend from 3, I think Chalk hit legend in 3,000 games on 2K20. But a little bit higher, usually like 5, 6K. Now it's like 15,000 games. You have to play every double level. You have to be LT cheesing to get the games done quick. You know, cap breakers is it. I can't really think about anything else I like about 2K25. And you know what's the coolest thing to say with a smile on my face? For those of you that made it this far, type in plug end. So plug made it to the end, right? Put that in the comments. But cap breakers was my idea. It was my idea. Now, I don't know if 2K got it from me, okay? But y'all know that have been watching the videos. I literally said years before that we can make our players better. Like last year, how we got attributes, right? For finishing and shooting and stuff, but it didn't actually do anything. I said that we have to get attributes for level rewards that give you badges, that give you animations. That was my idea. At least I came up with it myself. I'm sure 2K, you know, heard it from other people and stuff, or maybe they already had the idea themselves, whatever it is. But I mean, that's it. That's literally it. So anyway, guys, I don't have much more to say. Honestly, I do have a lot more to say. We could go on for like an hour, but I'll save some things for the next video. And yeah, guys, click this right here if you want to see Soluminati talking about 2K25. Tap it. Soluminati has been going crazy on streaming again, man. Shout out to him. Longtime fan. Click this, tap it. We kind of like reacted to the video. Click it, bro, because I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Peace.